Hey guys, what's going on? If you're looking to do some yard cleanup without the hassle of mixing gas and oil, you're in the right place. Today, we're doing a complete review of the DEWALT 20V MAX Cordless Chainsaw, specifically the DCCS621. This is the latest model, and it comes with some key upgrades over the previous version. I'm going to show you everything you need to know. So if you're thinking about picking one of these up, stick around. Let's get right into it. Starting with the unboxing, this is the box it comes in. Inside, you'll find a quick start manual and the chainsaw itself. And that's it. There's no battery or charger included. And that's because this specific version is the DCCS621V. The DCCS stands for DEWALT Cordless Chainsaw. 621 is the model number for this compact 12-inch version, and the B at the end means bare tool. In other words, you only get the machine itself, and you'll need to already have a compatible 20 volts battery to use it. Now, DEWALT makes other variations too. For example, if you see the model number ending in P1, that means it comes as a kit with a 5 amp hour battery and a charger. So, depending on what you buy, the letters at the end tell you exactly what's in the box. The design on this chainsaw is really solid. It feels well built and sturdy in the hands. It comes with a plastic bar cover that slips over the blade to keep the chain protected when you're not using it. This model comes with a 12-inch bar, but you can actually fit other bar lengths as long as the chain matches the bar and the sprocket system. I've even seen people run 14 or 16-inch bars on this saw. That said, DEWALT specifically designed it for the 12-inch setup, so going bigger isn't something they officially recommend. It comes with a front wraparound handle that's actually really handy. You can grip it from the side or from the top, which makes it easier to control in different cutting positions. Just in front of that, you'll notice the chain brake, which is a safety feature. When it's pushed forward, it locks the chain so the saw won't run accidentally. When you pull it back, the chainsaw is ready to go. On the main handle, you've got the trigger controls. To get it running, you need to press the safety switch on the side at the same time as the trigger. This two-step system helps prevent accidental startups. The layout is mostly designed for right-handed use, which makes it feel the most natural and comfortable that way. Underneath the chainsaw, you'll find a small tool clipped into the body, and it has two main functions. First, it works as a wrench to loosen the bar nut so you can remove the side panel. You'll want to open this up from time to time to clean out sawdust and debris that builds up around the chain and sprocket, since that can affect performance if it's left to pile up. It's also the panel you'll remove if you ever need to swap out the bar or replace the chain. The second use is that it doubles as a flathead screwdriver, which you'll use right here to tighten or loosen the chain tension. Now, one of the most important things before you even start using this chainsaw is adding bar and chain oil. It doesn't come with oil in the box, so you'll need to pick some up separately. In my case, I'm just using a bottle I already had at home. Nothing fancy, just regular bar and chain oil, which is what you want to stick with. On the side of the chainsaw, there's a cap you twist off. That's where you pour the oil in. I recommend using a small funnel so you don't spill, since the opening isn't that big. Right next to it, there's a little oil level window that lets you see how much you've added. As for capacity, it holds about 4 to 5 ounces of oil, and how long that lasts really depends on how much cutting you're doing. On average, a full tank should last you through a regular session of yard cleanup before you need to top it off again. Just make it a habit to check the oil level every time you recharge your battery, so you're never running the saw dry. Well, now we've got enough oil in the tank to run it. The only thing left to do is pop in the battery. This chainsaw is part of DEWALT's 20V lineup, so it only works with their 20V batteries. You can use any amp hour size. The amp hour just tells you how long it'll run. The higher the number, the more cuts you'll get on a single charge. For this demo, I'm using a 6 amp hour battery. Once it clicks into place, the saw is ready to go. Now, here I've got the previous version, the DCCS620. This is the one I've been using for a couple of years, and honestly, it's held up really well. But the new version, the DCCS621, does bring a few important upgrades. The first big one is in the motor. Both saws are brushless, but the newer model has been refined to run more efficiently and deliver a little more torque while keeping the overall design compact. That means better performance and smoother cutting, especially on tougher wood. Looking at the side, you'll notice another change in the oil cap. On the older 620, The design was a bit more prone to leaking, while the new 621 has a sturdier, better sealed cap. But the biggest visible upgrade is on the other side, where you remove the cover and adjust the chain. On the older model, it used a plastic knob that you could turn by hand, and on the new model, DEWALT replaced that with a stronger, more secure system that requires the included scrunch tool to loosen and tighten. It might seem less convenient at first, but it's actually better in the long run because it holds the chain tension more firmly and is less likely to loosen up while you're working. Also, when you look at it from the top, you'll notice the newer version has a slightly slimmer profile. You might think it's lighter, but when I actually weighed them, the older model came in at about 7.5 pounds, while the newer was closer to 7.8. Now, keep in mind I had already filled the newer one with bar oil, and the older one was empty. So, in reality, the difference is almost nothing. The new one might actually be just as light, if not a touch lighter once you compare them under the same conditions. Alright, let's get to the fun part, the testing. For the first cut, I've got this small tree that needs to come down, so perfect chance to make some space. As soon as I pulled the trigger, I was surprised by how easy this thing is to handle. It feels super balanced, really responsive, and it makes the job feel almost effortless. The chain just digs right in, you don't have to force it, and it glides straight through the wood. After that, I moved on to some thicker sections closer to the base, and honestly, it handled those just as well. The motor feels strong and steady, and because it's brushless, the power is smooth with no hesitation. What I like most is how comfortable it is to use. You don't get that heavy vibration or loud noise like with a gas chainsaw. This one's a lot quieter, easier on your hands, and way less tiring to work with. I don't like to just test tools on easy stuff. I like to push them to the max so we can see their real performance and know what to actually expect. So for this test, I've got a huge log that I'm going to cut down into firewood. This thing is big, definitely more of a challenge than what this saw is really made for. And honestly, I wasn't sure it would even make it through. But let's put it to the test and see what happens. So as you can see, the saw had no problem cutting through that first log, which honestly really impressed me. I went ahead and measured it just to be sure, and it was right at 11 inches. That's basically the same length as the bar itself, so I really wanted to see how it would handle being pushed to its limits. So I grabbed a bigger piece of wood, one that was actually wider than the 12-inch bar. In that case, I had to cut from one side and then work my way around to the other, but the chainsaw still managed to power through it. And honestly, that really impressed me, because a lot of compact saws would struggle with something that size. Here, it stayed smooth, the motor didn't bog down, and it felt like the chain just kept pulling straight through. For a saw this size, handling wood that's basically maxing out the bar length, and even a bit beyond, shows just how capable it really is. So after using it for a while, it's always a good idea to give the saw a quick cleanup. You can brush out all the sawdust and chips that collect around the bar and chain. I like to use a small brush, but if you don't have one, even an old toothbrush or a little paintbrush will do the job. The important thing is to keep that area clean so the chain runs smoothly and the oiling system doesn't get clogged. So after testing it out, I can definitely say I recommend this chainsaw. It's now part of my go-to lineup, and it really feels like a complete and reliable tool. I'll leave a link to it down in the description in case you want to check it out. If you decide to buy through that link, I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and that helps support the channel so I can keep making more reviews like this. If you have any questions about the chainsaw, or if there's a specific test you'd like me to try, just drop a comment below and I'll do my best to make it happen. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content coming your way.